Welcome back to my channel. Today, we're unpacking a series of events and statements that have escalated into a major geopolitical conversation about US influence in South Asia, Bangladesh's political turmoil. A tweet by Donald J. Trump has sent shockwaves through the geopolitical landscape, especially among Indian Americans and Hindu communities worldwide. In this tweet, Trump takes a firm stand against the horrific violence unfolding against Hindus and Christians in Bangladesh since the military coup against the Sheikh Hasina regime, calling out the Biden administration for what he perceives as inaction. But make no mistake, this tweet isn't just political rhetoric. It highlights an urgent and dire situation, one that extends beyond U.S. borders and speaks about involvement of the U.S. deep state in destabilizing South Asian security, genocide of Hindus and Christians, and keeping the India's neighbors in a volatile situation. It's a story of power plays, international alliances, and potential interventions, and it all circles around the U.S.'s alleged role in a regime change in Bangladesh. Trump took a firm stand against the horrific violence unfolding against Hindus and Christians in Bangladesh, calling out the Biden administration for what he perceives as inaction. But make no mistake, this tweet isn't just political rhetoric. It highlights an urgent and dire situation, one that extends beyond U.S. borders and speaks to global security, minority rights, and strategic diplomacy. Trump's message is straightforward. He condemns the barbaric violence against minorities in Bangladesh, and he doesn't hold back on critiquing Kamala Harris and Joe Biden for ignoring the plight of Hindus both in America and globally. Trump says under his administration, the U.S. will stand strong, embracing what he calls peace through strength. He's promising not only to protect Hindu Americans, but to reinforce America's relationship with India and his good friend Prime Minister Modi. He's making it clear that if he returns to power, this administration will not sit on the sidelines while radical violence erupts across the world. But why is this tweet significant? And what's actually happening in Bangladesh that has people so outraged? Let's take a step back to understand the situation. In August, Bangladesh was thrown into chaos after Sheikh Hasina's government fell in a military coup. Student-led protests swept across the country, erupting into violence and forcing Hasina to flee to India. With Hasina out of power, violence against minority communities exploded, and Islamist extremists unleashed terrifying attacks against Hindu and Christian communities. Temples were torched, people were killed, and women were horrifically abused. For those familiar with the region, the horror stories sounded all too similar to past violence minorities in South Asia have faced. And now, let's bring Modi into the picture. Modi had maintained a strong alliance with Sheikh Hasina, who previously kept radical Islamist groups in check. With Hasina out of power, these extremists have gained momentum, posing not only a threat to Hindu communities, but also to regional stability. Modi's diplomatic style is deliberate and calculated, and he may well be moving pieces on the board to bring stability back to Bangladesh, protect Hindu lives, and safeguard India's interests in the region. In a not-so-recent call with Bangladesh's newly appointed chief advisor, Muhammad Yunus, a stooge of the current Biden administration, Modi had strongly emphasized the need for safety and security of Hindus and all other minority communities in Bangladesh, highlighting India's dedication to peace and protection for vulnerable groups in its neighboring regions. This outreach underscores India's commitment to a stable, democratic, and progressive Bangladesh, and reaffirms its role as a regional power rising to protect Hindus. There are rumors that the RSS has also been activated its massive missionaries worldwide to protect the Hindus in Bangladesh. If India wants, it can cause serious damage to the already dwindling Bangladeshi economy by causing floods, an energy crisis, and various other deeds. So it will be wise for Yunus to protect minorities, especially Hindus. In response, a vigil titled "Save Hindus in Bangladesh" took place in Houston, where over 300 Indian Americans and Bangladeshi origin Hindus rallied to raise awareness of this escalating crisis. They called upon the Biden administration to intervene, holding signs saying, "Stop Hindu genocide, Hindu lives matter," and "Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere." The urgency of their calls was palpable, and this pressure on Biden isn't going away anytime soon. Now, back to Trump's tweet. This isn't just a statement. It hints at a future U.S. administration that would support India in stabilizing Bangladesh, particularly by reining in radical groups that threaten regional stability. If Trump wins, it's likely that we'll see a much closer U.S.-India collaboration in restoring democracy in Bangladesh. This relationship could allow Modi to quietly bring Sheikh Hasina back to power, stabilizing the region and securing protections for Hindu minorities in Bangladesh. This becomes even more critical when we consider Biden's recent meeting with Muhammad Yunus, the interim chief advisor of Bangladesh. Yunus, who has publicly acknowledged Biden's commitment to rebuilding Bangladesh and even thanked the U.S. for its support. This has raised eyebrows, as the U.S. was previously accused of playing a part in Hasina's ousting. Allegations have swirled that Washington orchestrated the regime change, which Biden has consistently denied. Yet, these denials do little to quiet speculation, especially as Biden openly promises U.S. assistance to Bangladesh's interim government, which critics argue was installed with American backing. Trump's tweet is a clear signal to both Biden and Yunus. If he wins in 2024, Trump promises under a new administration, the U.S. might adopt a vastly different stance in Bangladesh. It suggests Trump is aligning with those who want a return to stability in South Asia, alongside support for Modi's diplomatic efforts behind the scenes. Modi's strategy, if it unfolds, could involve restoring Sheikh Hasina to power and extinguishing the influence of radical groups destabilizing the region. So, as we watch these events play out, remember that this isn't just a tweet or a soundbite. This is a serious, layered geopolitical strategy that will shape U.S.-India relations and South Asian stability. With Trump's hint of an alternative U.S. approach, it's clear the next chapter in U.S.-Bangladesh relations will impact not only Bangladesh, but also the region and the global stage. So all eyes are on what will happen on November 5th. Thanks for watching the Geo-Politrick guy. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay informed on these unfolding stories and more.